why are we all here? We're here because of the truly dreadful things that happened, not to politicians, but to ordinary members of the public whose lives have been turned upside down when they've already suffered through losing their children, and then have their lives turned upside down in a totally unacceptable way. And, you know, this is a sort of, I think, a cathartic moment where press, politicians, police, all the relationships that haven't been right, we have a chance to reset them, and that is what we must do.
The Sun newspaper was won over to Mr. Blair, and therefore the preponderance of their readers' views were convergent with New Labour.
Under my leadership of the Conservative Party, steadily Sun readers were coming over to the Conservative Party, and I felt in talking to a lot of Sun journalists, a lot of them were very keen for their newspaper to change its stance because they felt they were out of tune with their readers. So I think one can overdo the whole. Also, I'm not. You know, no way does winning the support of this newspaper or that newspaper guarantee you an election victory.
I'm so rooting for you tomorrow, not just as a personal friend, but because professionally we're definitely in this together. Speech of your life? Question mark. Yes, he can! Exclamation mark. Just the phrase, but because professionally we're definitely in this together. What was your understanding of that?
I think that is about the Sun had made this decision to back the Conservatives, to part company with Labour. And so the Sun wanted to make sure it was helping the Conservative Party put its best foot forward.
And the public thinks, or people think, well, there's some sort of link between the two. This is a perception and it flows from a cosy relationship. Do you accept at least that much?
No, I don't really accept that. And if I think there's a problem with this. If the argument goes, well, there was no covert deal, okay, there's no evidence of that, and maybe there was no overt deal, but nonetheless, you know, it all looks like there was a nod and a wink. I mean, we do slightly get into sort of witchcraft trials. How do you possibly prove that you're innocent in that basis? So I don't.
He said that it was an express deal, which you made with either Rupert Murdoch or James Murdoch to, I paraphrase, follow the line of McTaggart's, neuter Ofcom, trim back the BBC in exchange for News International supporting your party.
It is absolute nonsense from start to finish. I think where it comes from is obviously Gordon Brown was very angry and disappointed that the Sun had deserted him. And as a result, in my view, he has cooked up an entirely specious and unjustified conspiracy theory to try and, I don't know, justify his anger. Well, obviously, you know, quite aggressive articles sometimes. You know, you had in the